You must understand that all things arise from the emptiness between movements. The warrior must be ever alert, never clinging to one path or another, but ready for the call of the moment. The warrior is not simply a fighter. He is a person who, by facing each day with courage, aligns himself with the natural flow of life. He does not seek battle, but he stands ready. In each decision, he acts with discipline, clarity, and a sense of purpose. So that's a little excerpt cut up using some Musashiisms from the good old Book of Five Rings.
Woo!
And
gold.
Mixed in with, some more modern, like stoicism, I guess. It's not a direct Musashi quote, just kind of cut between. But I think it kind of encapsulates this idea of the warrior archetype somewhat, because when people think of the warrior, think of someone on the battlefield out there fighting with rage, with intensity. But in terms of the king, warrior, magician, lover, that archetype structure we get, the warrior is more so someone that is able to focus an energy, harness it, and detach from it somewhat.
Yes. Very true.
And they they push forward, they lead forward, and they live with a vitality that, because they understand the limitedness of their own abilities and their own lifespan, and that could be taken from them at any point, that they can just lean right into it and outpour an excess of energy into whatever they do. Now, when we talk about the warrior, we're often going to, attribute it to like a battlefield warrior, like a fighter, of old, because it's easy to draw the parallels, but in reality, there's many forms of warriors, like spiritual warriors, religious warriors, just the everyday worker. There's a warrior energy you have to.
That's true. In all of us. Yeah. And that's true. The spiritual warrior, I found it surprising, because the natural scope, when you think warrior, you think battlefield. Yeah.
So what'd you think about that sort of intro quote?
Man, dude, that summary captured it. It captured it perfect, because the element of the warrior has clarity, and they're always action oriented and always forward, like no pausing, forward. And also that they know, and they're very close to the idea that they're perishing. So because you're dying, you become a friend to death almost. Like, you're dying constantly. You don't have any time to have hesitation as part of your plan.
Yes. Yeah. That's where that detachment comes from. And I think we can easily confuse detachment as like a complete detachment from your emotions, from your loved ones, from your desires. And in some aspects, yes, that is necessary, especially if you have to, carry out a duty higher than yourself. You ultimately do kind of have to do that to some degree.
Yeah, it calls for that. Yeah.
But that's not always what it means. The detachment is more so from detachment from the moment. Like, if you're in that warrior mindset, if you're in that warrior spirit, and you have a goal to obtain, then your own attachments to things that are going to hold you from that are what you need to separate yourself from.
Or even your own like momentary emotion, as you mentioned. He gives the story of the Japanese samurai.
Oh, yes.
That was cool.
I was just thinking about that, actually.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so I don't know if I could tell it better than they say in the story. Basically, it's a samurai. He works for a family, and it's the feudal Japan, and they were killed or murdered, or was it assassinated, I think, by a rival family. And so he seeks vengeance on them. He's going to, not necessarily vengeance in like a like I hate you kind of way, but more so like I will, bring honor to the family that has been wronged, and I will slay them down.
Like it's his duty to bring that.
Right.
Yeah, to avenge them.
It's his duty. And so he seeks out on this mission. He eventually finds the head of the rival clan, the rival family, and the rival family spits on him. And right as he's about to draw a sword and strike him down, he hesitates and he puts it back and he walks away and leaves. And the reason he does that is because if he were to strike him down then, It would have been in his own anger and his own way of getting back at him, his own personal vengeance, rather than the ultimate, mission he set out on.
Yeah, and there's that idea of like the transpersonal calling. Like the warrior is always fighting for something greater than them.
Yes.
So in that moment, if he didn't do that, he would just have been gratifying his own self rather than like the main mission he was there to fulfill.
Right.
Yeah.
That is something that I think that I want to talk more about.
Yeah, let's go.
The modern part of the warrior, right? And so I guess the most important thing in that warrior part is that they are using their abilities, their prowess, as you would say, in like a fighter warrior, to achieve a higher goal, more than themselves, and not to prove to others that they are capable necessarily. Like they don't care. A mature warrior shouldn't care about how, I think they mentioned it, how potent he is, right? How powerful he might be. He doesn't do it to prove that or to prove to himself or the world that. He just does it because that's his ability. And it should be used in service for something greater. Now that could mean anything. So, I don't know what you thought about that.
Pretty wide. Because like, for instance, the Crusaders, like that was used in service for what they saw as a greater good.
Right.
But I don't think the people who are receiving it might have seen it as a good.
Yeah.
Right.
Those who are being crusaded against.
Those
the poor citizens of Aleppo.
As the heads are rolling, I don't think they're seeing it as a greater good. So I think it's more to define what that greater good is. But if it's something that is positive, like, man, the movie that we watched in preparation for this episode, Gladiator, like that one, he's fighting for the idea of Rome, like the fecal idea of Rome. Yeah. It even transcends him trying to fight for his loyalty to the emperor who his own son killed. He's fighting more for an idea. And that idea actually seemed very positive. Yeah. Right?
I mean, it could be. I mean, I don't want to sound cliche and say, "Oh, play devil's advocate."
No, but let's see.
There is a lot of subjectiveness to that. Like, yes, all right, Rome is this idea of, it adds order to what was seen as chaos. Or at least that's the pitch for Rome from historians and Rome itself. They go to these tribes of Germania, of Gaul, of Britannia,
civilize them.
Of what do they call it? Hispania, and they civilize them and they integrate. Like they take over, but they don't like necessarily conquer the people and integrate their own. Like I don't know, like when the Anglo-Saxons went to England, they drove out the Celts, they took the lands, they intermixed. When the Romans did it, they kind of came in and they established stuff, and some of them lingered about, but most part they went home and they were like, "You're part of Rome now."
Like your province, but
yes, the province.
Keep your ways.
You kept your ways, but you're gonna send taxes and you're going to do some things our way.
It seems like that way of playing emperor or empire actually lasts longer.
It seems to work.
Then, you're not force feeding the people.
Yeah. Until they get too upset and eventually you collapse on yourself because of, I don't know, centuries of corruption and I don't know, whatever. But I guess to circle back to what I was getting to, the subjectivity of that higher purpose, right? Is it important to like think you're morally good or just that you serve something? Because I say think because, ethics can ebb and flow with culture and time. Collectively we change what we think is good, right? But should we always try to lie ourselves as a warrior to something good, or just what we think ourselves is a higher purpose?
That's a dense question. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that is true. Because it almost seems as if the warrior doesn't go to the level of thinking.
Yeah.
Like they just take upon what is
They have a king.
Yeah, they have a king
or a magician
who does the thinking,
mm-hmm.
and then they're more the action oriented part of it.
That's in we think, because right now, the modern time, what this book implies is that we have to have all 4 of those together, right?
Yes.
And so it presents unique problems where we can't outsource, our decision making to someone. I mean, we can, but like it implies in the individual mindset we live now is that you have to outsource that to yourself
and cultivate all these elements. Yeah, I liked how they were saying if you just go full 100% warrior, you'll be super detached. You'll be very cold.
Yeah.
You'll not be able to keep your relationships. That was the one thing that they highlighted because you're just workaholic.
Workaholic.
Yeah, right? You're focused on the thing that transcends you, and then you forget that, man, there is also just people who are around you.
You forget yourself.
So I think in this interpretation, then it's for the warrior himself to actually define what is.
It falls on him. He needs to take responsibility. Which that's another part of a warrior, is taking responsibility and knowing when you've gone off your path to set yourself right somewhat. It's that action oriented.
Yes. And actually wrestle with it. Because maybe I'm just thinking the easiest way, obviously, and I feel like it's an easier one to default back to, is to think of a soldier. Like a soldier has marching orders. And it's you're going to Kandahar and you're accomplishing this mission. You're going in there with your team. You're highly trained, so you're specialized. You can go in, accomplish the task, and come back. But the bigger picture always seems to be given down from someone else, from somewhere else or someone else. But in the case, coming back to Gladiator, like you have to think for yourself too. You have to be. Oh, wow, that's interesting. I hadn't thought of it that way. Because he stood against Emperor. He stood against the person who was claiming to have the proper role to be the think.
He was supposed to be the divine mouthpiece, right?
Yes.
This is my way.
Yep.
And obviously he knew that he was flawed.
He was treacherous.
That he was, a bit out there. Wait, let's go more into since we brought it up. So, we watched 2 movies that we could kind of compare Mature Warrior with a shadow form of the warrior. The mature one we used is Gladiator, and the immature shadow form was Dr. Mann from Interstellar.
Yes.
So keeping along with Gladiator, what were your thoughts around him? The Maximus, I mean, when I say him, and his take on the mature warrior.
He was mature in that the first time he was actually given that full power, because the emperor wanted to transfer that to him and wanted to bestow that weight on him. He recognized his own strength and his own weakness. I thought that was like the biggest highlight of the whole thing. Because in that moment when Marcus Aurelius goes, Maximus, you are my true son, the son I actually wanted. Please take the reins. If he had just gone like, yes, place them on me.
Like, I deserve it.
I deserve it, right? Yeah, it would have kind of felt imbalanced because he didn't have he had the full orientation of charge, and he was able to inspire his men. But when you look at the shepherding and the leading of an empire, there is so much of balancing, like there's the politicking that still has to happen. And it's like, he didn't want nothing to do with that. Yeah. He just wanted to be, okay, these are my marching orders. Let me go and accomplish the mission. So I think on the strength of the warrior, and the main strength that Maximus had was in recognizing his own strength and weakness.
He was very self-aware.
Extremely self-aware.
He knew he was like, I'm a general.
Yeah, I'm a general.
Politics are not for me.
Nope.
And also, he wanted to go home to his family.
Yeah,
right?
so that's the other thing. He had a mission that, and it seemed like every single time that he didn't have a mission, he was kind of in despair, or he was, or even because there are times where I thought he he was acting in the shadow element
I
of the warrior.
I 100% agree. And
Right?
that's why I liked watching it,
Yeah.
because I noticed that too.
Yep.
That was my favorite part, is that he starts off as like, he's pretty much a fully realized mature warrior.
Mhm.
And then, tragedy strikes.
Tragedy strikes.
He loses his family. He becomes enslaved as a gladiator. And he completely falls to like vengeance.
Yes.
And like the shadow warrior form. And, he's just like lost. Like he doesn't really know. He didn't know what to do. Because like you said, he doesn't have like that higher purpose of serve Rome.
Yeah.
And serve my family and return to them.
And when he was fighting, the whole time it was just like a cold killing. Until, I don't know if you remember that part where what was the guy who, the commander of the slaves, Proximo.
Yeah,
until Proximo comes and tells him that they're going to Rome and they're going back, and he's going to see the bad guy, not Columbus, Commodus.
Commodus.
Hey, these Roman names were Brutus and Commodus
and O. That's his O. It is.
So until there is once again a target established and a mission established, then he switches back from the shadow of just cold killing, and you can see he switches back and he actually goes on a mission. And at that point, he also starts leading the other folks. Because before it just seemed like he was one of the gladiators.
He was just
doing the carnage like everybody else.
Yeah. Well, when you say cold killing, do you mean like, because I'd say he's pretty much calculate the whole time in terms of like, actual technique and stuff, but he just didn't necessarily care, or like he was jaded.
He was jaded. Yeah.
Right.
He was just like, okay, I'm not going to let them kill me, but I'll just kill them. Yeah. And okay. Like, are you not entertained? Right?
Oh yeah, he got a little angry at that part. Because he's like, what is this all for?
It's purposeless.
He's like, senseless killing.
Yeah.
Because I guess he'd never really done senseless killing before. Although I guess anyone could see killing as senseless. That's a matter of perspective. But like in terms of war, it's like, this is the war. It has a purpose for Rome.
Yeah.
So it's not senseless in his mind.
Yeah. Yeah.
But in the gladiator ring, it was for the people,
for entertainment.
But he did like, maybe this is my interpretation, but he did come to respect the like will of the people in some way. I know the people, the mob, as they say, they have a bad connotation generally because it's like, oh, go kill. But like, it's like it has a power to it.
Do you think he only respected it when it was actually going to serve a purpose? Because before that, when the other guy when he was being given the advice, like, you have to use the mob, he was just more like, I don't want to do this. But then when it was, I can use the mob to accomplish the mission of deposing the shadow emperor that is in place, then he actually took it to his advantage.
Yeah, that's a really good point, actually. I think he did kind of, he like absolutely manipulated the mob and, to aims that he thought was good.
Yeah.
That's a good point. I didn't think about that, actually. I think so like I said, his arc, right? He starts a mature warrior. He falls down to the shadow, goes for vengeance. And then it's almost like up until the final act, he's working his way back up. Like he gets to Rome. He's still like detached somewhat, like in that warrior way. He's still detached, but he still has like restraint, and he still has discipline, even though he's still focused on that vengeance and he doesn't have a higher purpose. So you can like, I like the parts where he can still be aspects of a mature warrior, but fall to the shadow, one of the shadow forms, right?
Do you think that then it touches back to the point of, if the warrior is not integrated with with the other archetypes, if you don't have a little bit of lava in there, you can't be connected.
Yeah.
If you don't have the magician, you can't fully go within yourself and be at peace. If you don't have the king, there's no direction or like looking at the full scene. You're just looking at like just zoned in to this specific moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd agree. I mean, he got to be because like we talked about, when we have that pyramid, on the opposite side of the warrior is the lover, and they have to, balance each other out at times, because the warrior has to be able to be compassionate.
Yes.
to be able to put himself in the shoes of others, not just for, the others, but for himself too. And then, he has to be able to understand, the king somewhat, and then integrate his like technical abilities, because a warrior, they train.
Discipline.
And they discipline, but they have to have, the magician is that technical knowledge of how to apply what he's trained for.
Mm-hmm.
And I think more than that too, but that's the first one comes to mind.
When you said him connecting to the lover, I thought of when he finally actually accepted, what was the Commodius' sister's name?
Oh, I can't remember her name.
The sister.
The sister.
The sister to the Shadow Emperor.
And the son.
And the son,
I can't remember other names.
Because for a while, he was very detached, right? And he could not see that she also was a slave just living in the palace.
Oh,
But she was being held hostage pretty much.
Yeah, he had anger against her. He was like, oh, you're against me as much. And she was like, no, man, I'm basically held captive here too, and my son.
Mm-hmm. And I think at that point then, it's like on a scale of 100, you had to tone back the warrior a little bit.
Yeah.
Bring in the lover so that there's that compassionate and be able to actually relate.
Yeah, I completely agree. That's a good point.
where do you think? Okay, so that was that one, Dr. Mann from the Lazarus Mission.
Man,
let's start with this. How was he an actual warrior rather than playing rather than straw manning him? Let's still man him.
No, I mean he's a complex character. He's honestly a great example. Because I hadn't seen the movie in a long time, so when I rewatched it, I paid extra attention to him because he's not in it for a whole lot, but he's mentioned early on. They're like, "Oh, Dr. Mann, he's the pioneer of this project. He's the one that brought it together."
Yes.
So that's a King-esque, but like he actually took part in the mission itself. He led it. He went out on the mission. It wasn't like he just architected it. He went out and did it. So that's the warrior. He went forward.
Proper general on the field.
Yeah, he's a general field commander, right? They call him, right? He went forward and did it. So to his credit, he took that training, that experience, and he went out into the unknown. Literally the unknown, like a different, wherever that could be a different galaxy entirely, wherever the wormhole takes them.
Yep.
So
where times flows at a different rate.
It flows different.
That thing messed up my brain.
But I guess that's the intro to him. Did you have any initial thoughts as well about that? Because we don't want to straw man him at all.
Yeah, I think because it is easy to just only remember the moment of his failure. Because I mean, his failure was pretty catastrophic, though. So I think that's why it's easier. No, I think you hit it. You hit it on. You hit it right. That he took that risk.
But he wasn't. This is the problem I think he ran into, and he mentions it specifically. He states it like, I can't remember verbatim what the line was, but he says, I didn't ever think that I would be the one to die, to have the planet not be good.
Yeah.
I didn't think it would be me. He never fully understood what he was doing. I mean, he did, but he hadn't put and committed to the idea that he might not be coming back. He might just be doomed. And even when he could come to terms with that. I mean, he states it multiple times. He's like, he starts bringing up this idea of self-preservation.
Yes.
And like
you have a selfish gene within you.
Yeah. And like, sure, that might be true, but the warrior's job is to push past that, to push to them. If you have a higher purpose, then you can stick to it.
To the point of death. Like you have accepted death. The way of the warrior, going back to your Miyamoto Musashi here, the way of the warrior is the way of death.
The way of death. And so if you understand that, then you understand the consequences of such a thing. Now, of course, that's easy for us to say.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously.
In the comfort of a nice air-conditioned.
It's way, way harder said than done. So I can't fully fault him as a human. But I mean, if you're at that pinnacle of being the warrior, then I'd hope that your will is at the same level. And we clearly see that between him and Cooper.
Yes.
We see the difference because Cooper, I mean, he's got everything to lose, his family, but even though it clearly influences his decisions, time and time again, he keeps choosing to do the best thing he can to push forward. Right?
So he's warrior at 100%. Because that complete detachment, like, don't go. You can just hear the daughter's voice. Don't go. Don't go.
Yeah.
Why do you have to go? Why do you have to choose that over us?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And he doesn't even have to explain himself to them because he knows, he's like, I know what my purpose is and I'm so sorry. But
do you think it would be the same thing, like if he didn't actually go on the mission, that is the same thing as death to him, in that he could not be able to live with himself?
Which one? Cooper?
Yeah.
If he didn't go on the mission?
If he didn't go on the mission.
The same thing in what way?
The same thing as, like, he will feel purposeless.
Oh.
Like the meaning that his life has will be robbed from him.
Yeah.
So if you think of the example of a soldier, if war comes and you need to go, and your wife obviously is going to be like, don't go, honey, don't go. If you just go back like, okay, I won't go. Are you going to be able to live with yourself in that moment?
I see what you mean.
Yeah.
For him,
not even in that moment, through the rest of your life.
For him, I mean, they made it obvious at the beginning is that he's like, oh, I hate farming. You know, I had something I was really good at. I think the grandpa says it. He's like, you had something you were really good at and that thing's not needed anymore or something like that.
Yeah.
And so he's like, get over it. But that thing presented it to himself through a weird web of fate that was his own creation, or, at least guided by his own creation. That thing gave him purpose. And so, I think if he wouldn't have, then he would have been on the same track.
Yeah.
And that isn't
tracking along meaningless.
Just the track of like, I don't have, like, this isn't my purpose, because he clearly had an incredible call to do that,
movie.
But back to Dr. Mann. So where he failed, right?
Yeah.
He failed because, like we talked about, he that idea of self-preservation, he was using it as like a cope to say,
a full crutch.
Oh, I have to complete the mission, when it was already over for him. They just happened to go there and he lied. He jeopardized the mission multiple times, even leaving again,
Yep. So that they can come and save me and wake me up.
It was his own self-preservation he used as like, the soothingness. And so I wonder though, was he always going to be like that? Like, did he fail because of his isolation? Because he was away from, order, or in another example, like brotherhood, love, like, other people around him or other warriors or anything really. Do you think he failed because of that? Does a warrior have to exist on its own, or does it have to exist in a system that supports it?
Because the two examples that came to mind is the samurais, and they were just a lone, like a single unit moving by yourself, right? But still they existed within a system that supported them. Like they were serving their lord, right? Okay, so that's one where they're individual, but truly they're not. They're still integrated within a system. So maybe it's if that higher purpose you're serving is so far removed from you, I think even as a warrior, you don't have that validation and that full circle. Yeah. So I think it really can lead to a moment like that where it's like, man, I'm gonna lie on their reports. They need to come and revive me. Yeah. I'm done being Lazarus. So I think it's needed. I don't think the warrior can exist without it.
I would agree from a human standpoint, but the way you just said made me think about like purpose, like, because back to Dr. Mann, his purpose was to save humanity. I mean, what greater purpose is there? So is that not like we know it's a failure, but in terms of my question, I don't know. I feel like that could still be enough to hold someone together. Like, because that's like the highest purpose I could think of almost.
You're wanting him to be Jesus.
In terms of self-preservation to his own ideology. Yeah, I want him to be Jesus. I mean,
but it's like he chose the step.
He did.
So maybe do we need to be more empathetic towards him? Because that's the other
Perhaps.
bit. Like once you're in that isolation for that long,
Mm-hmm. No,
does your humanity pull you to a level that regardless of how much warrior there is,
there's a breaking point.
there's a breaking point.
Yeah. No, I think that's where the humanity comes in.
Mhm.
But like it says in the warrior type is we realize when we fail, right?
Mhm.
Because of that detachment, we can analyze ourselves.
Yes.
And we realize when we fail and we can correct.
Yes.
He had multiple opportunities to do
He
that.
did. He did.
And he didn't.
He did. Yeah. Like the warrior doesn't live in fantasy. They're truly grounded in reality.
He had completely sold himself on his own lie
Mm.
that, he has to continue the mission. It's his self-preservation that's going to save everything,
Mm.
right? Rather
Mhm.
than the group as a whole.
Mm. And I think the contrast with Cooper then makes his choices look even way worse, right? Because Cooper is handed on pretty much the same.
Mhm.
And he goes through the wormhole, or was it a black hole? Whatever.
Mhm.
Stringed thing that it was, and he goes because he truly takes it to death all the way.
Yeah. Oh, when he like detaches.
When he detaches, yeah.
Because he was wanting to like give her more
Mhm.
like force outward. So he went into the black hole, which
He went into the black
in
hole.
conventional science, you'd be like, oh, I'm dying because it's just a
Yeah.
bunch of mass that.
Yeah, you get
Crushes
spaghetti.
you.
What it is, you get spaghetti sized or whatever. Like your
You get-
atoms are all split
You
into.
just get torn apart.
Yeah.
Because it's all mass.
So I think because we see that and we see someone who facing the same predicament like Dr. Mann, he decided to still go all the way to death.
Yeah.
So that I feel like for me that's the higher hope to latch on rather than the humanity of the situation and the loneliness and being separated for that long will drag you down.
Yeah. And to be fair, also to Dr. Mann, I mean, Coop, he was never fully separated from it. He had a team he was with.
Yes.
He wasn't, I mean, Dr. Mann, he was there for, I mean, what was it, 30 plus years? I know he was in stasis most of it, but
Mhm.
he said he was up for like 2 years at least. Just out of stasis, I think.
But that's still,
It's a long time.
it is a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Without nothing, with like the purpose became watered down
Mm-hmm.
over time. You wake up, you do the same thing.
Yeah. But so did the scientist in the station when they were on the planet
That
for
one is
28
the
years.
saddest. When they come back.
Yeah. And he was in stasis too, but
old.
he was out for at least 5-6 years in total, probably, because he grayed.
He did.
He started graying.
So he solved a few math problems while he was at it. So he was more of a magician.
He was. No, he was absolutely.
We can actually discuss him when we get to magician.
Yeah,
then.
I mean, he could be actually.
Yeah. Mhm.
And then the one guy that died on the planet, that guy didn't get much screen time. I don't know if you remember.
I even forgot him.
Yeah, right, because he was barely there. He's the one who, on the water planet. He got swept away. He couldn't make it in time for. It was kind of watching it was kind of dumb reason, honestly.
Yeah,
I digress, but
he was fodder.
Yeah, he was just there because he was written in the script, I guess.
Christopher Nolan. Why him there?
But wait, that reminds me. I have something. I think that's a good quote on my phone about Dr. Mann. Let's see here. Okay, here it is. And I'm just now realizing I did not, I don't know where I got this from. I was on the internet searching through some forum. I think this could be some random person's writing.
Okay.
Or it could be like an actual poet. But it's, the way of the warrior is found in death. When it comes to either or, there is only the quick choice of death. It is not particularly difficult. Be determined and advance. To say that dying without reaching one's aim is to die a dog's death is the frivolous way of sophisticates. When pressed with the choice of life or death, it is not necessary to gain one's aim. All of us want to live. And in large part, we make our logic according to what we like. But not having attained our aim and continuing to live is cowardice. This is a thin, dangerous line. To die without having attained one's aim is to be a coward. But there is no shame in this. This is the substance of the way of the samurai. And so there's kind of like, there's like weird, like, contrarian or contradictions in this writing. Like it contradicts itself because, not having attained our aim is to continues to live as a cowardice because we didn't contain our aim.
Yeah.
But we live in large part to make our logic according to what we like, which is what he does, Dr. Mann.
Mm-hmm.
But he says without obtaining one's aim, there's no shame if you don't do it. But I think it's ultimately saying that we should strive to. Even if we don't get there, if we're focused on it and we don't lose sight of that, then that's the way of the samurai, the way of the warrior.
The way of the warrior. The way of the warrior. So 50 Cent was right when he said, get rich or die trying.
50 Cent, rapper warrior.
I would love to interview 50 Cent one of these days.
That would be great.
He's on my list.
Really?
Yes.
You'd rather have him than Jay-Z?
I guess I don't have. Yeah, sure. Actually,
it's a meme. It's like it's like dinner with Jay-Z or $100,000.
Oh, I've seen that. I've seen that. Wasn't somebody actually offered that option and they chose the money?
They might have been. That sounds like something Jay-Z would do.
Yeah,
50 Cent would be a good interview, though. I bet
he will be.
He's been through some stuff, man.
Shot 9 times.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, to me, what is fascinating about him is there is the masks that he puts on. There is, 50 Cent, the caricature public persona that he portrays versus Curtis Jackson, the strategist.
Mm-hmm.
He wrote a whole book with Robert Greene, right?
Really?
Yeah.
With Robert Greene?
The 50th Law, yes.
Yes. Wait, I did hear about that. Because I remember seeing that. And I was because it's 48 Laws of Power,
48
right?
Laws of Power.
And then 50 Cent, he gets the 50th Law.
50th
I
Law.
saw that in a bookstore actually last year.
And it's good.
It's good, actually?
Yes. Yes, because you get the Robert Greene researcher, historian, has lived his life a certain way, and then you just get like the raw 50 Cent from the streets, but also he's grown, and he's a mogul, he's a media mogul at this point, and how he navigated that whole route, just crazy fascinating. He has a book called is it Can't Stop Me? Something close to that, 50 Cent by himself, and he talks more on just the navigation,
his story and how he got to. That would be really interesting.
It'd be an interesting conversation, because I feel like most of the times the interviews that I've seen of him are just they're talking to 50.
Yeah,
like it's rare that I've seen just an interviewer who is like, yo, I understand why there's this persona and everything, but I would like to have a conversation.
Like they'll be like, tell me about the 9 times you got shot.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh.
Yeah, or tell me about the Diddy meme.
The Diddy.
Then, like, why are you still joking with him? Right? Like just the surface, very entertaining stuff, which, it has its place. I'm not very fascinated by it.
But dive into
I'm interested with this deep strategy that he's thought through, that then he carries it out in public with like the petty, I'm the pettiest guy, But truly, dude, I think there's a whole layer of thinking as to why he even portrays himself in that manner.
So you think there's, I imagine from reading that book, he's got some real depth to his train of thought.
Crazy depth. He gives an example of, I think he said he was at a party at a dinner. I don't know if it was Bruce Willis or some actor. And he kept observing. So that's the one thing. He's very observant. He kept observing this guy. And so he was like the center of attention, not 50, the other guy. I want to say Bruce Willis, but it might be, I don't want to misquote. It might be someone else. And he kept observing him for the whole dinner, because he's just there as a guest having dinner. And afterwards, he approaches him and asks him, like, I noticed every time you spoke, like, you spoke very lightly. Like, why? Like, why? Why did you do that? And just for somebody to make that observation and then take the action and actually go and ask the person, like, yo, why do you move like that, my guy? And the guy tells him, yeah, he actually was doing it on purpose, because by speaking softer, it's like if you want to talk to him or if you want to hear what he's saying, you have to be pay attention, pay close attention. And I just thought, okay, that's a very fascinating human being that they can notice that.
He's very contemplative.
Very
I mean,
contemplative.
I know to be an artist, you have to be observant generally, and you have to have some sort of output that speaks to people. And I mean, obviously in his music, he does, right? So I don't know, I guess diving deeper into his mind would probably, because when I think of 50 Cent, like I just now made this comparison since we're talking about the Warrior and you're talking about 50 Cent. He's like a warrior poet, like a modern warrior poet. Pretty much.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. 50, don't back down. Right? Yeah, actually. Sure.
It sounds cool,
Yeah. I saw a clip the other day. I don't know if you've seen this. They're like, if you think about it, beefs are just rappers writing letters to each other. Right?
Hey, bro. You a bitch and your mama too.
I didn't like how you made me feel.
The diss tracks. That's just letters to each other.
Yeah, they're just letters to each other, right?
They're diplomatic letters between kings that don't like each other.
Don't like,
or they're just exchanging, like what's like the mental mind war, right? Because that was the thing back in there, like diplomatic letters sent to other royalty or other lords or whatever. You don't want to outright declare war.
No, you just like fluff, and then you put your meaning in between the words there. They have to decipher it. But it doesn't seem like the beefs in this day and age are that way. They're more warriors, just soldiers on the field.
Yeah, right? It made me think about like corporate speak. You know how there's so much fluff to it, but there's also like a hidden meaning to stuff. It's like, so we're operating on a condensed schedule because of Michael's absence from this current calendar cylindrical month. It's just because Michael's out. Michael's out for the week. That's what they said.
Oh man!
But there's like a little dance that happens sometimes where you have to say like, this bad thing is happening, but we don't want to outright say this bad thing is happening.
And I feel like maybe as warriors, it's very hard to navigate that. Because to me, going back to the Maximus example, that would be like navigating the politicking. Yeah. So like, just say what you mean.
Yeah, I struggle with that somewhat. I mean, I can do it. Like, the idea of like masking. Like I can do that. I'm adept enough in that, but it really drains my spirit to have to do it.
Me too.
It really drains my spirit.
Yeah. Oh man. Because you have to play multiple characters in your mind at the same time.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah. Well, because you got to be able to, I guess, empathize or think about how your words come out. If you're more sensitive or if you're less sensitive or blah blah blah. I don't know. It's good for the part of me that likes the mental battlefield, I suppose. But for the part that wants to, be authentic and
actually connect,
connect, or in the warrior relationship, like just move forward, like get stuff done. Like let's not waste time. That's the part I could struggle with.
I hear you. Yeah, I think I'm on the same boat. I think for me, it's get stuff done, but I'm on the connect. And I think you have way more warrior than I do. And for me, it's the connect in like, I want to actually know where that person is. Where if you're operating on a warrior, it's more, I want to know if they are going to serve the purpose that I'm serving. And if they're not, like, get off, move to the side.
Yeah.
Train is moving forward.
You're kind of describing how I feel, at least at work. That's very much what I'm like. And so I'm trying to do what you are better at, or at least what you've integrated and like understand the person more and, assign some time to, like a little bit of small talk.
Yeah,
and
it's okay. How's your family?
Yeah, how's your family? It's okay to waste a little time. I'm not the best at it still, but I'm working my way there. Like today I had I do my little chanceisms, right?
Yeah.
Like today I was.
What's one?
I was leaving work today, and this is a recurring joke I've had. I was telling my coworker, I was like, hey, I'm heading out for the day. I was like, because I was leaving a little earlier than usual because I wanted to get home and eat and come here. So I left like 30 minutes earlier. Yeah. And on the way out, I said, hey, I'm heading out. So my cousin's goldfish is in town again. Got to pick him up from the airport. So yeah, and I had told her that one before. She's like, oh, that goldfish back in town again.
Just like alone.
Just like being silly. So
that's
I'll do
nice.
that for people.
At least there you get to sprinkle a little bit of your personality. Because I know last time you're telling me like at work it's more Just let me get in, get my job done.
I've been doing better about it, like especially because we've been having because of our we have more meetings now where like I see newer faces and like more in like face-to-face time.
Yeah.
And so I've been trying to do that more and like put in jokes. So I'm not just forced. And they've been kind of landing, honestly.
Ooh,
that's the thing about corporate.
You're riffing 100%, baby.
If you have a slight bit of authenticity and originality, your jokes can actually work.
Because people appreciate that.
Yeah. Because it's like, even if they're not that good, which usually mine aren't that good, but you know, it's enough to like break you out of the habit. Right. Or just silly enough to be like, huh?
Yeah. What did you say?
Like, what?
Say what?
Yeah. And so I definitely appreciate people that do that.
Sprinkle that through.
Yeah.
That we do. I don't know if you guys do like one of those Myers-Briggs type things.
I've done them before.
Yeah.
But not recently. But so, I know other people in my office have.
So at our workplace, we have this one called Standout. And so every week we do like a, what are you doing in the week review kind of thing. And you put them in there. And like once you're hired, you do the full test. And then what I like about it actually is every week on Monday, they send you like a quick little tidbit of, for your personality. Like for me, my two main things were provider and teacher. So they give you like little roles that match your personality type. And then they give you little tidbits every week that tell you, okay, you seek out people, you seek out questions. And actually, most of them are pretty accurate.
They're pretty solid.
I don't know how they fine-tuned that science, but
where are they getting that data from?
That data is because every time I read it, I actually go, that's good. I'm glad whatever this automated system is that gave me this fortune cookie of a nugget of wisdom.
It sounds like a corporate horoscope almost. You know, because you read horoscopes, and it's just based on your birthday. But there's a lot of truth in them sometimes because, well, one, they're kind of generalities, but two, like they can be spot on sometimes.
And I think the generalities almost to the same way they get to the level of archetype, and that's why you can see it and just tap into it because they're speaking at that kind of motherboard level.
We like to categorize, right?
We love.
We talked about that last time. The human brain.
Yeah, just put it in squares, put it in buckets.
What else did you get from it's called Standout?
Standout.
Standout.
Okay. Yep. So those are the main two like role categories: provider and teacher. And one of the thing that I've seen recurring over and over again is like, on the daily or weekly notes is just reach out to your team. Like you don't underestimate the value that you bring by just asking somebody, how are you doing? And those are the things that as we're talking, I'm saying I value that. If I can connect just on the real with somebody, even as we're working, it feels more fulfilling to me. But obviously when you're in a corporate environment, like nobody here trying to connect, like we're trying to get the job done.
Yeah.
But if you're actually trying to get the job done in a way that is better for the long term and these people are going to work well together, I think it's valuable to have those moments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, one, it makes the time you have together at least a little more enjoying.
Yeah.
A little more
and you feel like you're dealing with a human.
Yes.
It's like it's not just
another Borg. Hello, I'm Chance Borg here to Joe Borg, interacting with Joe Borg.
Bring your feedback, and I will integrate and circle back and give you.
We'll circle back. We'll table, and we will whatever other crap we could say. Double click.
Yeah, man. I like the double click one.
I used that the other day. Actually, I was like double click.
Did you at work?
Yeah, work.
Yeah. Did it land?
I don't know. It served its purpose at least.
Because it's very like the moment you say that, somebody knows exactly what you mean. It's like,
oh, well, double click on
double click on that. Dude, I had some other question that I wanted to ask you. Let me actually
please.
Pull it up.
I've expended my high level questions for the session.
Dude, you came in with some heavy hitters, man.
Because when they came to me when I was thinking about like especially the movies, because I was watching that
Mhm.
like with Dr. Mann. I was like, he's just all alone. Like, is that an impossible task? Like, why?
When you're lonely.
And then, I guess to finalize what I like most about Maximus's journey. I didn't get. I can't remember if I mentioned this or not. What I liked most was that he was able. You could see the impermanence of being a fully realized archetype, right? I mean, he starts as it, but to maintain, it takes consistent, intimate, I guess, labor. Like you have to be able to detach and self-aware of yourself, have the discipline, have the higher purpose.
Yeah.
You have to have all of these aspects and the book mentions that, no one is really ever going to be fully realized all the time or even half the time. And so we have to be able to look at where we are failing. Right? I know it mentions that in the book, and I think that's super important.
Yeah.
But displayed in that movie, watching him move down and up, I think it was great to see like even this representation of a mature warrior is fails.
Like fully humanized.
Mhm.
Yeah. Like you can relate. It's not just 100%.
Yeah.
Warrior.
Go.
It's true. That is true. I hadn't thought of that, of the full arc.
What do you got though?
Dude. All right. Give me a second. Let me pull up.
Oh,
Let me
good.
pull up here.
I'm going to look through my book a little bit.
So this is one of the lines from
okay.
the opening scenes. Or what I think maybe in the first 5 minutes where they had, I don't know, why they fighting? Was it Germania? They were fighting at that point.
Yeah.
And he asks, he tells his subs, whatever, the other general that was there with him or his assistant, people should know when they're conquered.
Oh.
When the horde of Germans is about to come in and attack, and they're just like, why are they coming to this meat grinder? Like they should know when they're conquered. And going back to the warrior there, truly, like the warrior is very clear on knowing their strengths and their weakness. But to your initial question, if the purpose still is higher than their own life, does this statement even apply? Because the Germans and of that time, I don't think it's the same Germans that we have of current day, but the Germanians, they were fighting for their land, and that was worth dying for.
Are you saying, does that statement, people should know when they're conquered?
Well, does it apply to a warrior? When a warrior is always fighting for something greater than them?
I think the response to that, I don't know if you remember in the movie, because it was the general that said that people should know when they're conquered. And then Maximus is like, would you?
Yes.
He said a little more than that, but basically he's saying, would you know when you're conquered? Right?
Or would you accept
Would you accept? Right. That, I think a warrior's, like you said, they know what they're capable of. A hero, right? That's the pinnacle of, I think, the boy psychology. That's before, they test their limits. They learn what their limits are. And once they move on to the mature, with that knowledge in mind, they know how far they can go. But even if they know they're going to fail, the warrior is still supposed to push forward and do its duty. Whether it accomplishes its goal or not, it has to strive towards that greater purpose.
Which in the face of death.
When in the Germanian instance, it's that they will die to protect their homelands,
and they did it with pride.
They did,
right?
Yeah,
because it was like, I was just looking at that scene, like, dude, the arrows just start shooting on them. The cavalry is coming from the side. They've been flanked. Like it's a lost cause, but still, they'd rather do that. Yeah,
and that probably lends to, now I know that's the Hollywood interpretation, but generally in history for the barbarians, like tribes, that's lends to their ideology. Is that like, you think of the Vikings, a true Norse religion is like, you will go to Valhalla if you die in battle. So what do they want to do? They want to die in battle.
So it's glorified. The death of it.
That's their purpose. So I mean, in essence, they live right up to the warrior's higher purpose, or the warrior's purpose, I suppose, in that instance.
So making it more personal for you. And I'm asking it, and obviously I'll get a moment to also do it on my side.
Mhm.
Like, do you, being that for you, you're more, the warrior is higher. Do you feel like the detachment bit to begin with? Because I think that seemed to be the main thing that becomes the detriment of the warrior is a detachment. Because then from the detachment, they're able to either be masochistic or be sadistic.
Mhm.
Like that example of the Germans, I was like, what? I didn't know they did that. Where they will have them raise a puppy, like
Oh,
10
the
for it.
Nazis.
Yeah, I'm switching Germania and here the modern day 1945s Germans.
The 1945.
The 1945s ones. And they'll raise a puppy and full take care of it, and then at some just arbitrary time, their commander will tell them, okay, now put it down.
Yeah, obviously. So this is perfect because like we've mentioned the mature warrior, and then on the shadow forms, the masochist and the sadist.
And the sadist,
So that one,
that's the sadist.
The sadist,
yeah,
right.
Yep.
So your question then?
Oh, I was driving to the question.
Right.
So I was expressing why the detachment was the biggest weakness of the warrior, and I was just asking for you, how do you deal with that? How do you feel like you've dealt with that? How is that actually applied in your life? Because I think it's important. We've discussed the examples, the historical, but more the greatest value we're going to gain from this is to examine our own lives. Yeah, and how do we apply it?
That's a good question, and it's something I need to continually examine. For me, I find myself, especially nowadays, that I'm trying to be more and more cognizant. Like the warrior said, like they detached to analyze himself of the times I fail, which is I'm finding very often. I fail often, and it's not because of a detachment from emotion. It's a detachment from my effect on the world and others, I suppose. So like I have a lot of passion, and you can be a detached warrior with passion, like especially in the shadow form, like we think of in the terms of the sadist.
Yeah.
Or is it the sadist, right?
The sadist, yeah.
Where they inflict pain on others.
Yeah.
And some might do it just without passion, like I don't know, like the dispassionate system set up by the Nazis during the Holocaust, right? Now, people at the top may have got enjoyment or some sick sense of pride from it, but the ones carrying out,
they were just carrying out.
Probably not.
Duty. Yeah,
I'd hope not. I mean, there's probably some that did.
They had, you had some that did.
Yeah,
because I think there was like a few who actually had the most like killings too, right?
Oh yeah, there's some, but generally, I imagine it was a system they're in that they saw as a job, I guess. But you can also have the opposite of that and be completely into it.
Yeah,
like I think of like in a sport or something where you're really passionate. You have your goal, literally to score or whatever. Think of basketball, you got to get in the hoop. And so, whenever that fails, it's like, oh, damn it. You take it out on yourself or your team or your enemy, especially because they're the enemy. But for me, it's been trying to pull myself away more from, especially the result, because I hate losing. And so I've been trying to better that I like divorce myself from the idea that if I lose, I'm not attached to the win or the loss. I'm attached to the journey along the way. And then I can, it's almost a win to be able to lose and still see, okay, how could I have done better? And maybe in the heat of the moment, there's a bit of fiery passion.
That's human.
I think that's human, and we don't necessarily have to get away from that, but a more positive, fiery passion. That in terms of immediate, what I've been trying to do and think about myself, that's kind of where I am.
Gotcha.
If that makes sense.
Gotcha. I'll say for me, it is, I like winning too, but more the detachment of I could start over, and I think that is something that I'm wrestling through. Like it's not a good detachment to always. It's okay to have sometimes, but it's not good to always have that. Okay, If you put me in a new environment, I can start over and I'll be fine.
Mhm.
And that takes, it's like, okay, what are you saying? This current environment and these things that you have are not connected enough to where if they were uprooted, it will leave such a heavy burden on you, right? That's the weighing of the question in my mind. So I'm becoming just more and more, how can I say, become more and more rooted.
Mhm.
Yeah. To where if I was moved or if I moved, not if I was moved. So that's where I like the positive warrior side of things. I don't like to look at it as if I was moved. Like I'm a I'm a creator of my own world in essence.
You're the one who took action.
I'm the one who took
Even
action,
if the world has an effect on you, it's still, you flip it as, this is going to be how I move forward.
Yep. And that's how I live my life. Because I think it's easy to live on the reactive, like, oh, they did that to me. No, I'm like, okay, what did I do to warrant that? And how do I make sure that I don't arrive at that kind of situation at another point? So for me, that's something that I've realized it's not a healthy thing. And I always go back, okay, what in childhood might have brought that up?
Oh, right.
Right? Like it's always something in your upbringing, in your psychology.
The wound, the critic, what was it called?
Primal. Yeah.
Primal wound.
Yeah, what primal wound. And truly from childhood, I lived with my grandma first, then lived with my mom, then changed our whole country and continent and came this way. So that element of that, the positive nature of it is adaptability. Then shadow negative nature of it is easiness to disconnect. And I think that's where on the warrior trait, that's something for me I'm working on. Yeah.
I think that's a really, I like how you have the positive we have as well. Because for me, it's super easy to focus on the negative because I want to improve the negative. But it's like the daily gratitude, what you're grateful for, what you already have, which when we list stuff out is so much, Man, so I like that take add in the positive part.
Yeah, because you gotta sprinkle a little bit of positive in there. Yeah. For you, is your voice, your internal chatter usually leaning to positive or leaning to negative?
I'd say in general it's leaning to positive, but when I am self-critical, then it's more so like these are the things I need to improve. There's things I need to do better at. But when I think of like my life outlook, I'd say it's overwhelmingly positive usually. But it's when I get in those, perhaps like in the warrior mindset, because the warrior will see like what needs to be improved upon, right?
Yeah. This needs to be conquered. It needs to be conquered, brought to order right now,
even though
not tomorrow.
We can't conquer everything, and then some things might work to our advantage that we think are negatives, I suppose. So, but I think the next part. So what I mentioned for myself, that's what's happening now. But the next part, and I guess I've alluded to this in the last episode, is that higher purpose. I'm still searching for that, like that higher order. Now I have like a generality, like of, trying my best to do something good, to connect with others, to spread joy, I suppose, if I could, if not to myself, at least for myself and others, or highest is myself and others. But, a more solid thing to bite in, like a purpose, right?
I see. Yeah. More defined. But I mean, I've had that. That's the whole purpose of life.
Yeah.
Like that journey to discover that fully. Yeah. But then at what point do you go from the phase of discovering to like the phase of doing? And how much time do you have to allocate for discovering? Yeah.
I mean, the grand scheme, not very much.
Man, 100 years flies by. Pretty.
But what if I get a lot of joy from the discovery? And that in itself is something, and we can take action along the way. But take some action to discover a little more. Take some action. I don't know. That's just my personal mindset. because I'm a jack of all trades. I love dipping my toes and stuff. It's that depth versus breadth conversation all over again.
So it's breadth for sure, but on a few depth.
Yeah, I think a few pillars,
depth,
yeah, like a few roots down. Like, okay, these 3 things, I've explored extensively, along with these things that go a little bit, but there's a lot of them.
I see.
I think maybe that's probably what's needed.
Gotcha. Dude, I feel like people who have a career like medicine or like where it's very zhup, but at the same time you can still have that. But
yeah, and a lot of them do that because they want to detach. They want to not do all of their. I don't know how surgeons do it, but I think of like a friend of ours that's psychiatrist, right?
Yeah, dude, that's pretty cool though.
But he's got his own stuff he wants to go and do and does, like his own other outside life to really relax and wind down from like this really intense.
Man, dude, that must be the most intense thing. Man.
No, really though, actually. No, for real.
Man, because you really have to be solid.
No,
because in essence, and I asked our friend that question last time I saw him. I was like how does he himself perceive his job? Like, is he just like, okay, I'm visiting with this person, and they're going a little bit south. I'm gonna prescribe some medicine. I mean, that's one way to go about it. Like, it's how are you doing? Okay, you need proboscidone, and boom. Versus, do you view yourself as a guide to them? And I think for me, when you start seeing it that way, then that ties more to meaning and calling and bigger purpose than yourself. Yeah. So, I mean, truly for him, he said he views it as a guide.
Really?
Yeah. And he said like he has certain sessions where even he cries, not alone. Let the other person. I mean, the person
in the session. Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Where it's not all of them.
That's a good question.
Yeah. Because I was curious. I was really curious.
No,
like,
that's a great question.
It's a very intense job. Like, you're sitting
kidding.
there and you're helping somebody through a mental, crisis, breakdown. It can be the full scope and range of it.
That's where we have to, I think that warrior can tie into it, because to do your job, you have to be balanced between understanding their emotions, but not getting overtaken by them.
Yeah.
So you can still achieve what needs to be done. I think that's a great example.
That is perfect.
That's a hard example to execute, right?
Oh, man.
That's a hard one.
And not also be detached to where it doesn't weigh you down.
Yeah.
As in, because I think, let alone like a psychiatrist, like somebody who sees death all the time, maybe a surgeon or something like that. Like, how do you balance that? Like, you see death so much, you're like, we all die at some point. Versus, life is precious and needs to be preserved.
I'm just thinking right now. That makes me want to ask my girlfriend more about those questions, because she works in oncology as a nurse.
You mentioned,
and so she's around that kind of all the time, and it's obvious it can weigh on you. Like, it's not something you can really avoid unless you completely detach, which for veteran nurses seems to be kind of what they do, and that's how you have to survive, I suppose. But I don't the ones that are career in that, I wonder what they do. So, like, the ones that they feel like they have the highest purpose, and they are still there, able to connect with the patient, like on some form. And from what she does, it sounds like she. I mean, the way I picture it's like an angel, like, because she's super sweet and like will connect with people, not like with everyone, but like with people that you feel inclined to, and like kind of humanize them instead of just be completely cut and dry.
Your number, you're a patient.
Like, you're this patient that this has this thing. No, you have this experience happen to you as a human.
Because you're meeting people at the lowest. Like, that's where priority is sustain life.
And often they don't treat you well because they're at their lowest.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. They don't have the energy. You're meeting them at the Dr. Man level.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. They've
and they
gone
just
to the
want
bottom.
to poke your breath and like, take your vessel and fly out. Oh,
but to that point, that makes me think about something else in the book where they mention, so with the sadist, right? Where you want to put down others, I suppose, for whatever reason. But a lot of it's because they see the opposite side, the masochist, the one that's like so small and so weak. And they see that as the weakling inside themselves. And so it almost like is a challenge, or not even challenge. It's like it upsets you. Yeah. Because it's like, oh, you're so weak.
So it's a projection.
It's a projection.
Yeah. And you want to crush the weak within.
And you think if you crush someone else's weakness, that your weakness will go away. I think that's the perfect segue for, I think, something that we should talk about. And that's the like modern, because I think the warrior archetype, and they talk about this in the book, so clearly it's still a problem now, has been like overtaken by like these macho dudes, the manosphere bros of the world.
The Andrew Tates.
They preach like, what is it? They preach like, get up, grind. Women are just a secondary thing for you. Money is the only thing that matters. That's like this extreme end. But you see more. What's the word? Not realistic, but
like moderate or mild.
Yeah, more moderate takes of that. That still kind of goes a little bit far out there into the warrior space. I think the warrior gets such a bad rep because of those people, because of those spaces.
Is it that those
Okay. We're switching gears.
Yeah, let's switch gears, double click, however you want to put it. Did that arise as a reaction, right? In that maybe for the longest time, the masculine was so repressed. That's even a better way, actually. It was so repressed that when it came back, it came back with a virulent force. Yeah. Like, rah, never again. And it's only going to be worse. Like, we'll go full warrior, 100%, focused on purpose, no attachment at all. Everything is just, does it serve my end goal? Does it serve my end goal? Because I'm thinking, like, for instance, with the Tate brothers, they ran the, what was it? Like, chat room. I mean, that's how they made a good chunk of money doing that, right? Like, pretty much lonely men who call in to talk to
an alpha bro.
Oh, no, not an alpha bro. This one was, they were calling to talk to like a girl.
Oh, really?
And, yeah.
Oh, that's how, I didn't know about that.
Yeah,
actually.
They ran a company where they had, I mean, it's fully legal. I think it's fully legal.
Yeah.
And everything. But it was, they had all these girls who, lonely men will call and they'll talk to them and everything.
I see.
And I think actually one of them is on record saying, oh, they'll be telling the girl what to tell or how to talk to the man. So in essence, to me, that feels like the girls became just a tool to achieve the mission, which was make money. And going back to that full detachment, like they fully detached. It's just, okay, I want to get my Lambos. I wanna have the big monies because that's whatever society is respecting at this point.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how I see it. That it came as a reaction, that the full repression pushed the expression of that kind of warrior energy so long that when it came back, it came swinging. Because
100+ years ago, it was, I mean, we've been a patriarchal society and world for millennia now, millennias plus. And so when the like the feminism wave, the original ones happened, society started changing and started integrating, both sides of the coin together. Yeah. And as things got maybe, I won't say extreme, but it was just like how the pendulum swung, it just swung this way. That especially the warrior type especially got repressed more and more, right? And
so much
they
more.
mention it in the book. It doesn't go away. You can't delete it. It comes out one way or another, good or bad.
Yes. And the more you repress it, the more bad it comes
the
out.
higher it comes out.
Yes. Yes.
So yeah, I would agree. That's probably what happened.
They referenced one of the people who influenced them
Mhm.
from the book Iron John. I got that book and I've started reading it.
Really?
Yeah. And it's interesting, double clicking on that point
Mm-hmm.
that you mentioned. Like the American man of the 50s, was kind of what you're describing. Like very, just go to work, do the job, get the job done, bring home the bread, right? And wife shouldn't tell you nothing because you're bringing home the bread.
Mm.
And have a side affair out there, and wife shouldn't tell you nothing because you're bringing home the bread.
This is the one thing that matters.
Yeah, the one thing that matters is, am I feeding? Am I taking? Is everything in order? Yeah. Okay,
Mhm.
let me go and do my thing.
Hmm.
So when you have society that has slanted like that for a while, I think then you can get the pendulum swinging on the other side.
I mean, because imagine you're a woman in that situation where you have no agency for yourself. So of course, in the world where it's increasingly important to integrate everyone, I mean, you need the entire population working together, generally to progress itself. So women were more integrated into like the working force.
And now they're more educated, still not making as much.
Yeah, more educated than men for sure in terms of like universities.
Yes.
I think that's by like a increasing margin.
I think so. I think it's crossed 50%. I think it's over there on the higher end.
So then trying to go from there.
I'll turn down the AC a little bit as you're doing that.
Oh, sounds good. Wait, hold on.
Feeling a little hot?
Should we take a quick little...
You want to use the restroom, Sam?
I was just making sure it tested.
Oh.
Working.
Okay.
Looks like it. I was thinking, I was getting paranoid.
Oh. No, you.
All right. But I'm good.
We secured it this time. Go ahead.
All right. I'm good to keep going.
Yeah.
So, the manosphere, right? What do you think is the worst part about what's going on and why it came out? Like it was repressed, right? But what is specifically, why is it coming out now? Do you have any like idea of
what? Yeah. Why is it coming? Because the appetite must be there. The demand must be there for it to come out.
I'll provide a little more context from what I think I've observed. Like,
yes.
When I'm talking about this, I'm talking about right now, this era post 2020. It's been brewing. It's this idea that you have to have this status, whether it's you might have heard this term called looks maxing. It's where I've
had that. Yeah,
you just try and improve yourself, how you look, and
put what's the one where you
bone
get the
smashing, mewing.
Yeah.
You do all these things. I mean, you might go to the gym to improve your body, or you'll do these things to improve how your face looks, or generally, I wouldn't say it's like a corrupted mindset necessarily, but when it goes to the level of like pure vanity, where it's like, oh, I have to achieve this look status, and then, oh, well, maybe if I can't achieve that, then I have to prove. I have to get to this money. If I get all this money, then I can have the status. And ultimately, it's all just to get the attention of women. I think that's the ultimate crux of it is to get a woman or a partner, for like the man, at least that is. So we're talking about this. We're talking about in terms of the man perspective.
Yeah.
So, what does that say?
Man. We've become diluted, for sure.
Diluted a bit.
Because if it was looks maxing,
yeah.
If it was looks maxing for the purpose of like strengthening yourself, I think that would be a different story. And because if it's in the process of, I guess I see the value of it.
There is parts of that. I would not write that out of the idea. Some of it is like just self-image. Like you do it to improve yourself, and so you have more confidence in yourself. I think from that pure standpoint, it's solid. But obviously, it's more than that. There's also other intentions.
But when you are those other two things. if you're doing it for the specific purpose of getting that result, then I think that falls on the negative side. But to me, it seems like it's almost a guaranteed byproduct that if you do that, you will attract more women.
Mm-hmm. The problem is that it clearly seems to work. At least when you look at the internet, like there's some popular figures out there. There's
like who? I guess
there's this guy called Clavicular.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of a weird name. It sounds like clavicle almost. But he's did this like journey where he went and did this looks maxing stuff, and like you can see before pictures when he was younger. He done a lot of stuff, like some just like straight up drugs, some like the bone smashing thing, because he was younger, so like you could still, I don't know the science all behind it, but you could still like form your face a bit more. But you could clearly see a marked improvement in his like attractiveness, I guess, like just by how he looks. There's like a whole scale they have. It's like, oh, do I mog you? Do I mog? Am I HTN, high tier normie? I can't. There's like this whole internet lingo to it.
Wow.
But
so and then he said, "Do I mog?
Do I mog? Yeah.
What does mog mean?
That's like where you look better or do better. It started off just purely like physical, like, oh, I mog you, like I look better than you.
Oh,
but it can mean it's like, oh, I status mog you. I like gym, I body mog you. I money mog you. I spiritual mog. That could be one. I don't know. I haven't heard that one before, but
you're educating me on the culture, bro.
But this guy,
I didn't know about these
he's
things.
kind of at the forefront of pushing this culture, and it is. I will say, I've seen many clips online because it's mostly just from his stream, and it is pretty entertaining at times. And the guy, he has like a genuine authenticity to him at times because he's clearly deeply insecure, but he's open about that. Like he's like, you'll see him like, man, I don't know how to talk to women, and he'll just go and a lot of times he's just been drinking, and so you have courage when you do that.
Get that liquid courage.
But he goes on these journeys where like I'm going to be sober now and stuff, and try and do whatever.
And is he doing all of that just for the sake of content, or like he's actually improving?
I mean, he clearly very well believes in it. And in some ways he's improving. I don't have as close to tabs on it. I mostly just see clips like online about it. So my lens of it, I would say, isn't the best, but I'm tapped in enough to know the cultural significance because it's popular.
Gotcha.
With especially even like the even younger generation, because he's like 20, I think. He's young. He's 20. It's only been relevant for like a year or two.
Now I feel
a year
like,
at most.
Dude, 20-year-olds, those are people born in 2006.
2006, yeah. 2005, 2006. Isn't that crazy?
It's crazy, man. That's crazy. So what's your general take on it?
I don't.
Well, I feel like you have a better grasp
on him, or just the space and
on the space and the culture of it.
On the space in general, I'd say it's that there's this trend towards, and I understand this too because I felt this. As an angsty teen, you don't understand your purpose. And I still don't fully understand, but you don't understand like yourself even. And so a part of this is just this natural exploration. I wouldn't deem that necessarily good or bad. But another part of it is a little more, I don't know, potentially sinister, where it's this idea that, the vain parts, and this has been prevalent for decades anyways, that your status, how you look, and, what you provide for someone or something is the only thing that matters in life. And it's going to determine everything. Like, let's say, because in that space is this idea, if you're a sub 4 or whatever, you're screwed.
So sub 4 meaning
that's just
4
like
out of 10.
Yeah, a 1 to 10, like how attractive you are. Right? If you're sub 4, no, sorry, you're screwed, buddy. Yeah, just give up. And I think that idea is just terrible. I think it's just terrible. Because everyone has value in some way. It just should be tied to your attractiveness. And that's why the other thing is more than that. It's like they talk about your status or your money. There's more than that too. That's not everything. You see so many people that suffer because of their, trying to attain wealth.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's some that the opposite, but
or some that have attained it and it's hard to complain from a 5-star hotel.
Yeah.
Mac Miller.
But it's just the newest way that it's expressing itself in like the internet, I suppose, which the internet
I see.
is the expression of people nowadays. I mean, you see it's so easy.
It's like a poly market of culture. What's
Yes.
actually going on?
Yeah, because the internet,
Mhm.
it's still, this is another tangent, but
Dude, we're in a podcast.
it's still its own like
the tangent of tangents.
it's its own culture,
Uh-huh.
and you can see it isolated to regions, right? Like countries, even like China, India, Japan, the U.S. But there's still a distinction between like Western, like you think Western media and Eastern media,
Mhm.
and it's the same thing on the internet. But they're bridging this gap. Like you see stuff connecting more, and you see things brought from one to the other.
Yeah.
And it's not always clear cut, but like just from a vibes standpoint alone, like
Mhm.
you can feel that, like this monoculture internet brewing.
Man, that's crazy.
It's kind of interesting.
And it seems like it's based on just status, money.
Yeah.
I guess
Somewhat.
maybe for me, I took a detour or something, because I'm still on the train of meaning and like the Jordan Peterson sort of that wave
Mhm.
of, I don't know what they were calling those guys. There was a term that was given to them.
Yeah. What
like-
was that?
What was it? There was a term, but in essence, like you had for a few years, that was the wave that was just, okay, be more reflective.
Like stoicism almost.
Yeah. Stoicism, more look at life from what's my purpose. Like you actually have something to give and something to offer. So to me, when you say internet and culture and everything, that's the path that I'm thinking. But then you're telling me, man, this thing has advanced to a monoculture of looks maxing. The other one I've had is retard maxing. What does that mean? I had someone using that on the All-In podcast. And what's that?
That's like another niche subsect of maxing. I've heard that one too. Retard maxing.
Yeah.
That's I mean, that's just kind of where you full send. You just don't care. And I'd call that one kind of based. I don't know if you know that term.
I've had the term. I don't actually know what it means.
I don't. I never know how to explain that term, how to define it. But base is just kind of, dang it, like you're doing something that is just cool or good. Or
so
it's
based is good.
Base it's subjective, but it's good. Like you could say, like someone could be like, "Oh yeah, I just shot out the White House," and they're like, "Oh, based."
Hey.
Or you could be like, "Hey, dude, I just donated to my favorite charity."
Yeah,
based. It's very subjective in that term,
dude. I guess, yeah. Maybe that's the thing of getting a little older. Because to me, I just feel lost in the mush of all this, man.
And from what I just said, I think I'm fairly tapped in with the internet, but it's impossible to be, because there's all of these niches and subsects. Because like I said, it's blending together as in like a general sentiment. But when it does that, it breeds all these little circles and boxes that are just a niche that anyone from around the world can feel like they go into. And the one you brought up, like that sort of stuff, that's one too. That's a big one. I'm a part of that in one form or another, I suppose. It might lend itself to a different time period. Like, was it 2015 to
like about 2016?
You know, like that kind of time range. At least the Jordan Peterson pieces. And I don't know what. Did you ever watch those Alan Watts edits on YouTube?
Yes.
Those were
like the longer ones.
Yes,
dude, I still watch them.
No, those are great. That's
fantastic.
A piece of that time as well. Even though they still are probably popular. And
I see.
At least the non-AI ones. Probably too many AI ones.
Wow, I haven't seen any AI ones. Yeah,
I
bet they're there.
They're definitely there
for sure.
Probably,
dude. But that guy spilled some good wisdom.
That guy's good.
I remember one of the first few times I heard him. I was in a coffee shop in Taiwan, and dude, I was just locked in. Ooh. His voice just lulls you in, really and does. He has that pattern of 3 when he speaks. So you're like, he gives you time to breathe and think through what he's talking about. Just great.
And so when we think
communicator,
we are able to achieve.
Did you do the perfect impression?
And achieving is in its own way divine transportation.
Tell me more. Can you do his laugh?
Oh, how was it?
No.
That's close.
Yeah.
I think. No, I can't do his laugh very well. I'd have to get in
his
this
laugh is
character.
good.
I can do a better impression, but I have to get into the
Get in the
headspace.
zone.
I'd have to hear it a little before. It's been a minute. But you know, that guy is good. But that's another piece of the internet that I think is, I don't know, that's why I love the internet. It's got stuff like that you can explore. But that's, to circle back, that's where it comes to your own agency. You know, when you're just taken like in a river, you're taken away to another space by the whim of the algorithm, for instance, like on TikTok, which I am a part of somewhat. Yeah. But you don't enforce your own agency. Like, I want to learn about this. I want to be more curious about this. Something that I think would benefit my life. If you just have no aim at all, then you're going to get swept away by whatever's there, whatever's most popular.
That's true.
And that maybe not necessarily isn't the worst thing, but I think it's an important part that we have to cultivate, especially in the youth.
Yeah. Yeah. Because then if they're getting swept up by what most popular, if it's the if it's the negative elements of looks maxing, like you're saying, then
yeah, because a lot of those, you know, the ones that we mentioned earlier, like they're out there, they're just there, and it clearly attracts people for one thing or another, because maybe someone they feel like, I don't know, their voice is repressed, so they feel like they've been done dirty by society, and that this is the way forward for them. Like, you know,
our voice, our Maximus has arrived.
He's
Maximus!
here speaking for us. Whether they know not, you know, whether that's the right way forward, they don't know. So, but it's an avenue for them.
Is that just a natural part of youth that you kind of have to go through this season of life where, yes, you're growing up, you're trying to find you're trying to find your true purpose, you're trying to find who you are, and you might start out, most likely maybe you might, if your upbringing was not solid enough, you'll find some false teachers along the way, and they'll take you on a wild trip. Yeah. And if you never find the right ones, you might be years. Yeah, it might be years before.
Or even if you had a great upbringing, you still find your way. I think it absolutely is natural. So I try and apply some grace to that, because I remember being a kid. It's not too long ago. I was a teenager not too long ago. Yeah. At least maybe in my head it wasn't too long ago. But you know,
teenager but old in spirit.
We're able to think back, and I'm sure there was our own things we got swept up in. Yeah. I mean, I know for sure. So I try my best to apply that same grace and not demonize. Oh, you know, the kids, they do this.
The young people nowadays.
I see because some of it is just fun. Some of it's just like, you know, as you'd say, like it's just a meme. You know?
But also I feel like maybe beginning your age, you fully grew up with the internet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, for the most part.
For the most part.
Yeah.
And
I mean, not like it wasn't with me at all times, especially as a younger kid.
Did you have did you have a phone in like what? Middle school?
Yes. Yeah. I think that's right when smartphones came out. I had like an Android.
Yeah.
But that's when data plans hadn't yet caught up. You had to pay for the data. No, unlimited wasn't a thing yet. Maybe when I was in high school, that started becoming a thing. But not yet. So you might have kind of had it around in your pocket at least. But generally, if you wanted to access the full internet, that's on your computer. So you got to go to that.
Gotcha.
And then laptops were around, obviously, but you know, it's still like a place you got to go to. You got to have internet. So it wasn't like now where you really got access
everything on the phone
anytime. It's just crazy.
Dude, it's one of the funny things we always talk about at work. How like young people will fill out an important document on their phone.
I've done
versus like a boomer or a little bit older, like, man, it doesn't feel formal enough. Like I need to go sit in front of a computer, a proper screen, where I can see I feel like I'm not seeing all the details, but it's the same thing.
That's an interesting categorization, because I would definitely fall into that category.
You fill it on your phone?
I'm pretty sure I filled out my mortgage, my like home ownership on my phone. I'm pretty sure I did it on the go.
What? Dude, I can't. It doesn't feel like, to me, it feels like it's something with gravity, and my phone doesn't have, it's not a device that is used for just like, okay, let me do proper things.
I would agree, because, you know, it's small. You don't have that same boom to it.
But also, it's the same thing. I mean, I'm saying it's the same thing in that I'm a developer. I know it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Right. It's just displayed on a different screen.
It's a mental hurdle.
Yeah. There's never, whoa, that detail wasn't there.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the footer, but who cares for the important information on a form? Same thing. I gotta hit it on the comp.
That's an important part of, the kids that, and I'll include myself in that, is that we've grown up with this technology and we've seen it adapt so fast, especially like now, even AI, because AI is so fast. Now it's slowing down because there's like a limit with our current LLMs and Gen AI, how it can function. But if there's ever a breakthrough, it could speed up again. But where I was going with that is I think we could put a book note for when we get to the magician.
Ooh.
For the modern,
Yes.
approach on, the technical aspect of being able to adapt to technology and use it, because you have to use technology.
Yeah.
You have to, and not just technology in the general term, technology in the computation term.
Yes. Like you'll be left behind for sure if you don't.
Yep. So bookmark that for magician.
Yeah. Asterisk that. We'll asterisk that. Did you have another major point you wanted to explore on this? Because we took a nice rendezvous. I had another main question that I wanted to get to, but I don't. If you still have,
around like the negative.
Yes.
I don't know. For me, it's hard for me to articulate well because I have so much information on that, and I haven't organized it good enough in my head.
Oh, you're good.
To focus on that more. But if there's anything else you had there, I might be able to refocus.
So for me, when you mentioned like that, was it common? Was the guy you say with the with the
clavicular?
Clavicular.
Yeah, clav.
Oh, his name, he goes by Clav.
No, clav.
The content that I thought of that I had consumed maybe like 5-6 years ago, along those kind of lines, was this book called The Book of Pook. I don't know if you've heard about the Book of Pook.
Book of Pook?
Book of Pook, yeah. Huh. So you have like these online communities where it's the man saying, oh, okay, how do we, you're going to talk to the ladies, like how do you approach the whole thing? And Book of Pook was just this guy who, I think he compiled blog posts from one of those kind of guys. But it was mostly positive. It was like, okay, change the direction of thinking. Don't think I am going outwards to get the girl. No, work on yourself for the sake of you being solid, right? And then when you go to approach the girl, you are the prize. She's not the prize. Like if you approach it with that mindset, you can talk to anyone and you're not going to be in any place where you're feeling threatened or feeling, oh, I need to get that liquid
you're
courage
on edge,
in me.
You're on edge. Oh, I'm going to fail or I have to have this outcome, right?
Yeah, like you're not dependent on the outcome. So I think actually it ties a bit to the warrior side of things, like do the discipline, do the hard work yourself, and then be fully comfortable. And so when you first mentioned the clav, that's what I thought. It made me think of, this was sounded kind of like that. But then it took the train of it. It didn't have anything to do with the entire. I mean, everything was outward facing, and I saw that as the main difference. If it's just outward facing, then you're just projecting stuff.
Now, I think on that point, to relate it to this figure, that there is a lot of that because it's like a deep-rooted like insecurity and you have to prove yourself.
Yeah.
So in that part, that's absolutely like the shadow warrior. But there's like glimpses of hope, like because you can see genuine contemplation. You can see you grasping with these ideas and playing with them, like legitimately playing with them. I've noticed that just from intuition of like seeing interactions in these like clips and stuff. And it's hard to distinguish like what's done for the camera and what's real. But on these streams, it's kind of hard to keep just a straight character like that.
Yeah,
interacting with people, like any random people.
Yeah.
And if you can, then you're an incredible actor. But but I don't think that's
you can put on the mask for so long until you forget.
Until you become the mask.
You become the mask. Pretty much, right?
Yeah. I think. But my point of that is that there's optimism there. Like there's clearly like some constructive thing to be gained from that. And I love your point about, just trying to focus on yourself. Like, yes, your hope, your goal in obtaining that is you have to go through these steps, but it redirects that external validation that you want, external reward into like, hey, you're actually just improving yourself. You're actually just, getting better. And building confidence for yourself, because I think that's what is needed. That's what the young men especially need, is like a solid inner confidence, and that's what a warrior should have.
Yes,
detached from their results and their own potence. But they know, they're like, yeah, this is what I'm capable of, and this is what I'm not, and that's okay.
And they channel that force. Okay. I thought of Elon when he said that's what the young folks need to see.
Elon Musk. Elon Musk.
Because to me, Elon Musk is warrior 100%. Warrior at 100%, almost. Because it feels like when they talked about how the obsessed workaholics, they finally hit a point and it's burnout, and they hit burnout, and it's like I was listening to a recent podcast of the Founders Guy. I don't know if you've seen, had the podcast Founders, David Sandra. This guy, one of the biographers of Elon, has done another biography. And apparently at some point, like Elon had pushed himself so hard where he felt like truly his nerves were being fried.
Oh, wow.
I mean, to the brink, right? But truly, to me, it feels like the warrior at 100% is always pushed to the brink.
Yeah.
Go to the brink.
It's because in the traditional warrior sense, they know that their life could be forfeit any time. So you can't leave anything on the battlefield.
Yes.
You have to outpour all of that energy at all times.
But then for me, that's very challenging, in that I look and I ask myself, why am I not pulling more of my life force and actually going to the brink? And because you see what he's achieved. Externally, what he's achieved is tremendous. Great. Like, wow. But I wonder, the connectedness bit of things, at what cost does it come? For me, that's a balancing thing.
Yeah.
But at the same time, sometimes I sit here and I'm like, I will never know. If I sit here and I'm talking about it in a podcast instead of doing it, like, I will never know what it is to experience it on the brink.
Well,
I still want to go to the brink?
On the brink is required when you have to be full warrior sin, which it obviously works for a battlefield or for a space where you have to, or where you want to achieve anything at any cost. But in terms of all the 4 archetypes, we have to balance them, right? And so we don't think of the traditional battlefield. Our battlefield is a life. Because we assume, we're not going to be at threat of dying anytime soon.
Yeah, and time is, the scope is way longer.
It's way longer. So you got to make that, and you have to cultivate the next. So if you're a family man, then you got to be able to support them. Your wife, you have to make sure that she's, well as, she's good. Everything's set there, and so you guys can work together, team. And then the children, if you have them, so you can cultivate them as well.
And I think always what maybe brings me back from the brink, the way of that mode of thinking, is asking myself, okay, on my deathbed, like, what do you actually think? What will I care about? Will I care about that I achieved a gazillion, whatever, and you made money and built an empire? Or would you care that your son, like when Gladiator doesn't come and have to choke you? Man, that scene was so intense.
Yeah, this is my empire now.
My empire. Like, would you rather have you've raised? Because he said Marcus told his son Commodus, "I'm sorry, I'm the one who failed you.
I failed you as a father."
Was that actually true? Is Gladiator?
No, I think it's loosely based. I mean,
okay.
obviously, we know Marcus Aurelius is a real person, and
Yeah.
Commodus is too. I don't know if Commodus is
Was
Marcus
he?
Aurelius' son. though.
Okay.
I'm actually not clear on the history of that.
Okay. Because I was like, man, I liked reading Meditations. I feel like
Mm-hmm.
if this guy was this reflective, maybe it took a little bit more time towards raising his children.
Well, that's actually good. I had the same thought because I was like, I was thinking Marcus Aurelius would be this great father,
Yeah.
but can we often learn a lot from our failures? So perhaps he failed a lot in some of those spaces, and that's where he got so much wisdom from. Now, I don't know if that's the case necessarily, but
I wanna go and pick out that history.
yeah, I think that would be good history.
Yeah,
to
that would
dive
be
into.
good history to actually find. Huh. Do you
Because-
think it will humanize his wisdom more for sure?
Yeah, absolutely. Because you can be like, oh, he's not this perfect figure.
Yeah.
And it's like, wow, which is both nice and bad. It's because it's like, well, if he couldn't do it, then how are we supposed to? But I suppose it's the striving. Back to the warrior, that purpose that, okay, this is the ideals we want to live to. And every time we fail, we're going to recalculate and we're going to do our best to succeed and get closer next time.
Back to the arena.
And know where we failed.
That's true.
Their mind arena.
The mind. Ooh, we gotta win the battle in the mind.
Battle of the mind. That's the modern warrior. It's the spiritual and mind arena.
I was listening to to a podcast too on same guy, the founder guy. He does biographies and autobiographies, and he was doing one about Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
And he was saying the same exact thing that you said. Like once he realized, okay, I can fully go to the gym and grow my muscles.
Yeah.
And actually he said it was one of his friends who told him, because he was like, okay, how come one of the days I can go and I can't lift as much? And the friend was like, your body doesn't change that much. So it has to be all up in the mind. Yeah. So he focused on fully conquering the mind. And as soon as he did that, dude, his life is an inspiration.
Arnold,
man.
that guy is. He was a governor. He could have been president if he was born in the U.S. even. Or he could have ran for it at least.
Yeah, he had the full self-belief. Yeah.
Yeah, I have to pump and then I want to become a political figure.
And I went. I didn't realize how old he is.
He's still around
He
too.
was winning Mr. Universe in 1967.
That long?
Yeah.
I guess he was like 20 then too. So
Yeah. Yep.
Wow.
And just the sharpness as far as in business and everything too. Like he is super sharp.
Mm-hmm. Those dang Austrians.
Hey, they got Freud was Austrian, right? I think
He might have been. I know
they were living
Frankl.
they were living in Vienna.
I know Frankl was Viktor Frankl.
Victor Frankl.
He was like a descendant of, not descendant, but a follower after Freud.
I see. Oh, Frankl from Man's
Search for Meaning.
Search for Meaning.
Mhm.
I see. Yeah, man. Whew. That'd be a good book to do.
Yeah.
The point that I was saying, I
Right.
forgot actually on the double clicking on at your deathbed. What do you want? To count?
I mean, this could change, but for now, and what I hope would always be my thought is that, like I said earlier, that I live my life with joy, that I experienced and journeyed best I could, and that I cultivated, whether if it's a family or if it's friends or whatever I have around me, I cultivated joy for them as well. And at least made something a little better than when I found it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the something I would like to find.
Uh-huh.
But it doesn't have to be my sole purpose as well.
Uh-huh.
It just, I want it to be another aspect as well, in terms of something you can achieve that's more concrete. The abstract, the joy part, the concrete, the blank ...
To be found.
And that could be split out into many things, or it could just be one thing. I don't know.
I see.
That's what I'd want to do. I don't care as much to have an empire or an entire, be it a pillar of wealth. Now, being wealthy would be nice. It allows freedom of time and stuff to work on other things, but it's not my main goal at all. It's not something I'm striving for consistently.
I think I am coming more to peace with that too.
Mhm.
The younger me wanted just billions. I remember, I think it's not even younger, just a few years ago.
Mhm.
Like, oh,
That's younger.
I want to, younger me. I want to achieve it just to know how it feels. But I still think there's still lingerings of that, because even as I was talking to you about Elon
Mhm.
and living on the brink, like there is part of me that I'm like, how? Like,
No,
I just don't want to be. I don't want to be a fan. I want to be in the arena.
I
and I want to know how it feels.
I have that feeling too.
Mhm.
So,
And if that inkling still never goes away, is that going back to the Cooper example? Like, if you didn't actually get on the spaceship and go on
you
the
can
mission,
have regret.
you'll have regret. And I don't want to have regret. So I think because that inkling is still there, it'll need to be achieved.
I mean, if it's something you want to do, then yeah, I can absolutely see that. Because I have parts of that too. But like you said, I come to terms with like, is this really what I want? Do I want to do just so I can prove to myself I can do it? Or is it because it's something I actually want to I'd get value out of?
That's true. Yeah. I think partly for me, a lot of it was because I just didn't want to ever feel any sense of poverty.
Now that's
in my life.
I completely understand that, because if let's say you come from a place where it's like, all right, I don't want to experience that again, which, I'm sure you can relate. Then it's like, I'm going to do everything I can to avoid that.
Never feel that again. Yeah.
And that's partially fear driven, which,
that's no good.
Fear driven stuff, it can lead you places, but like getting out of that space, which clearly is, as you become more comfortable and confident in life, I suppose you come out of that naturally. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I don't think it's the right fuel to burn,
it's
to sustain. It might be good. Yeah, it might be good for the short term.
Yeah.
For sure.
Oh, yeah, it can be powerful burst.
Yeah.
But to balance it, we can also get too comfortable at times, and it's like, oh, well, I should make this move, but I mean, it might be a little risky. It might lead to my situation worsening by 10%. And it could only improve at 20%, maybe, or maybe only improve 5%, but with this risk. So is it worth it?
I think I at the end of that equation, my gauge is usually, okay, if I was doing that, will I be true to myself? Like, am I matching at my own drumbeat? That saying, it has been heavy in my life on this season, like matching at because it's so easy, dude. So easy to just you're matching at someone else's
drum.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel that. I mean, especially where we work in a job where it's, you're not running the show.
Nope. And
not everyone can run the show, obviously. And honestly, I don't necessarily want to be a person that runs the show. I don't.
I think for me, I want to.
You might. I mean, I do in some aspects, but there's some things there's a comfort, like I'm talking about. And you clock in, you do your work, and you have a minute amount of sway, and then you get out.
You master the skill, like the warrior.
It's very,
go in.
Structured.
Yep.
In that sense. But yeah, it's a struggle trying to grasp it, these moving wants sometimes. Because, the grass is always greener. I know it's a platitude, but it's very true.
It is. It is. Man. Do you want to hit one more?
Yes.
Okay.
Go for it.
Oh, man. I had a few quotes from the movie. What are we at?
8:30. We're good.
Oh, wow. We good. But let me hit you with something from the book. To your earlier point about the question that you asked, whether the warrior needs to think for himself about whether his actions and the bigger purpose he's serving is actually good. In the book, they say the warrior does not think too much. Because too much thinking will lead to doubt. Doubt brings hesitation, and hesitation will bring inaction.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
This is a part we have actually been missing a bit. I guess because we keep relating it to detachment. Sorry, I didn't want to stop.
Oh,
Did you have
no,
a
go
question
ahead.
there?
Go ahead. No,
okay.
No.
And it's that no hesitation. Because when you're in the mindset of you're doing action, you can't think too much. That's where you have to let your training and your expertise take over.
Nature. Yes.
It becomes a part of you, whatever that may be. So you're just in it. You're moving forward and you're not thinking too much about what you're doing. Like if we take a simple approach to sport, when you're playing basketball, you do all of your practice, you get the drills, everything is in flow. And then when you go to the actual game, you get into the zone and you just perform.
Yep.
You do what you can.
Yep.
And if you fail, you fail. You'll do better next time. If you succeed, then how can you even succeed more?
Yeah. Because if let's say you even miss a shot and you start thinking and ruminating on that shot.
Yeah.
Doubt comes in. Can I hit the next shot? Then with doubt, then in action, you're like, ooh, every time before you take the shot, you're like, ooh, is that gonna go in?
Should I shoot?
Should I shoot or should I pass it to Kobe?
Yeah.
Kobe doesn't even think. Give me that ball. Jeremy Lin.
Give me that ball.
Jeremy Lin, give me that ball.
Jeremy Lin. Linsanity.
Man, that was crazy though.
That was a crazy time.
Good time to live through. And they treated my boy Jeremy not too good.
They did him very dirty. They did him very dirty.
Did him dirty. But like there's no time to think.
Yeah.
So I guess it goes back to your point. The bigger cause.
Yeah. I need to apply that more. Because I struggle with that because my job typically is to be analytical. And that works with my brain in some ways. But I find myself, especially recently, where it's like the analytical part of it has to be fast and it has to be very complex that I suffer myself. I suffocate myself with options. Like, oh, this is something I need to dive into. So I have to be decisive in determining these, let's say these 3 points, I think are the biggest factors to look into. And I shouldn't worry about these others, even though they are important. In the essence of time and executing, I have to throw them out. And it's hard for me to grasp because I wouldn't say I'm necessarily perfectionist, but I want to do stuff really well. And I want my work to speak for it.
Yeah.
And so I struggle with being able to sacrifice one of those in the essence of timeliness.
I see. Forward, always forward. But
always forward.
You still many factors. I guess it hits on the point that you said, being jack of all trades. Yeah. Okay, we can do this. We can do this. We can bring this in.
But you have to sacrifice stuff. I think of this is like a blue collar idea, like I think of like a general contractor, where you can get it cheap, you can get it fast, and you can get it good. So you can only choose 2 of the 3: cheap and good, cheap and fast, fast and good.
I see.
You only choose 2.
You can only choose 2.
That's a summary I think of often in terms of what I can do. So it's hard for me to cope with that at times because I get suffocated by all the possibilities.
Next time your supervisor tells you something, hey, you can get it.
I told it to my old boss a couple times. I'd be like, hey, we knew this quick. All right, it might be bad.
The rate of error.
Quality might suffer because the cheapness isn't a part of it because I'm already been paid.
Yeah.
You know?
But time.
Yeah,
time. That's true.
And quality.
Did you have any concluding thoughts on the way of the warrior? This is the archetype of the warrior.
The archetype of the warrior. Let me pull up something I think is a good summary of it.
Okay.
Let me find it. I've highlighted it in here. Oh, that's the king.
And I'll look at my notes and see if we missed anything. This one was packed.
Yes. All right. So here we go.
Capacity to withstand pain. We didn't hit that one. Sorry. Go ahead.
If we are accessing the warrior appropriately, we'll be energetic, decisive, courageous, enduring, persevering, and loyal to some greater good beyond our own personal gain. At the same time, we need to be leavening the warrior with the energies of the other masculine forms, the king, the magician, the lover. So if we're accessing the warrior in the right way, we will, at the same time that we are detached, be warm, compassionate, appreciative, and generative. We'll care for others and ourselves. We'll fight good fights in order to make the world a better and more fulfilling place for everyone and everything. And most importantly, our war making will be for the creation of the new, the just, and the free. That's literally the end of that chapter of the archetype. That sums it up perfectly.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Hey.
Mommy. What about you? Anything else?
Oh, we're still rolling.
If you got, hey, man.
Encore. No, dude, you wrapped it. You wrapped it good. I don't want to add nothing to that. That was.
Hey, that's all Douglas Gillette and Robert Moore and their infinite wisdom.
Man, they've given us so much to chew on and to wrestle with.
So next up then, we have, it's the magician, right?
The magician.
Magician.
Yeah.
That'll be exciting.
Fantastically exciting. And I want to do, as I'm rereading through that, I want to read as quick as I can through that Iron John.
Oh, right.
Because I think that one will give us some extra
good insights.
Good insights, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Bruh.